Well, after the sound and fury of the campaign, I think voters will have one day to consider carefully the issues raised by opposition and the solutions presented by various parties to these issues, both by the opposition parties as well as by the PAP, and then who they want to represent them in Parliament and who will form the government. In other words, who can look after their homes, their future, their families, and so on. So I would hope that voters tomorrow will look at the issues which are both immediate as well as long-term. The immediate issues are very important. These are the cost of living issues, housing, immigration flows, how we can moderate that flow. Those are important issues which PM has addressed and will continue to address. It will take some time to resolve them. But more importantly, with the long-term challenges. And I feel that the long-term challenges have not been adequately addressed in these elections because maybe there's no much heat in that, not much value in raising them. They were touched on but not actually told to the people what these challenges are. So I would very quickly include maintaining competitiveness of the economy to create more jobs for the people as a long-term challenge. To sustain economic growth, I mean, that's not easy. That's a long-term challenge. Then the aging population, the declining total fertility rate. These are two challenges which any government will have to tackle. And they are not easy for us to reverse the trend. Well, education, healthcare, I would say these are also very important challenges. How to give better and better education to the people, how to ensure that healthcare remains affordable in the years to come, with people living longer, with the population getting older. And very importantly, any government will have to deal with the fact that our land size is very small. We are reaching the limits of our growth, the ability to reclaim more land. So if you project forward 20, 30 years from now, how do you manage a country, where land is almost totally used up? So those are the long-term challenges which I hope the voters will reflect on. Election over, but that doesn't mean it's only 4 or 5 years that your life will be impacted. Your life will be impacted much longer than that. And I hope voters, before they go to the poll, should also ask themselves, that means after the GE, when you wake up in the morning of 8th May, ask yourself the following questions. Who can form the best government to solve these immediate and long-term problems? Who will run the town council to look after your estate? And what programs can you offer to improve your well-being? Third, who can best represent you in cabinet and in parliament? Fourth, will there be political stability or uncertainty? Will the country be politically united or divided? Can we continue to attract investments, grow the economy, and create sufficient good-paying jobs if there's no stability? So these are the 6 questions which I thought voters should reflect on. And from my experience, I would say, trust and respect the choice of the voters. They know where their interests lie and will reach their own conclusions, who can serve them best. All parties will tell them what to do, but in the end, I've seen the voters, they know what is in their own interest, so just trust them in coming to the right decision. A good example, real example for me, is a man, I think in his 50s, he emailed me soon after nomination day that he would not be able to support my team. And that's because he had some personal problems which he thought were very important but could not be resolved by the bureaucracy. And he felt so disappointed and sad. Not angry, but sort of just sad with the system. So they would not be able to support me. So last night, lo and behold, he emailed me. He said whether I could help him to resolve his HTB and CPF issues or not, he has decided now to support my team. He has attended 6 opposition rallies. 6 opposition rallies, and he was not convinced by them. So he felt worried by their speeches, by their attack on the government, by their solutions to problems. So he wrote to me that whatever his frustration with the government, he was not going to trust his future to the opposition. He was going to vote for the team. So I thought that was very encouraging. This is a real case, you see, who has thought through where his future lies and come to the decision to support the party. Second, trust Gen Y. Now, we are all very worried, you see. Generation Y, maybe too free, netizens, they go into internet, they don't read widely, they are very, very much easily influenced. I would say also trust the Gen Y. I've been meeting them periodically, even before the GE, to get a sense of the thinking and aspirations, sometimes without the media present. For example, I've met student leaders, closed door, dialogue, just to get a sense of their thinking and aspirations. I've had tea with the next generation leaders from Marine Parade. These are the next generation foundation leaders, community leaders of the future. And the other examples. And just a few days ago, I met some 20 of them for a fireside chat. So I think the press was there, so you would know that. I had a chat with them to find out the thinking. And they are different from their parents. They are different from me. I belong to the baby boomer generation, not even Gen X, so this is Gen Y. So they are quite different. They told me they do not like to be told what to do and how to think. So I got to respect that. See? There's a tendency sometimes for older ministers like myself to tell them what to do, but I think their point. They know what to do, they know what to think. Just give them the facts. And encourage them to seek out diversified views, seek out alternative views, and you'll come to their own intelligent conclusion. They want to be engaged and involved. They want to be, talked to and not talked down to. See? And very importantly, they want to see fair play and accountability. And my sense is Gen Y will vote sensibly in accordance with their own interests. But I only hope they should not just look at the immediate term, but also take the long term into account, then vote in accordance with their own interests, I think, sensibly. Then lastly, trust the PAP. This is not campaigning or voting or for you to vote the PAP. I said trust the PAP. Because PAP has shown over the years that it can adapt to changing circumstances and demands from voters. The PAP will build on its strengths, learn from its mistakes, listen even more intensely to feedback from the people, and become better. That's how PAP has survived. After each election, we learn, and then we become better and better. Otherwise, we would have been voted out long ago. Ministers and MPs are able and dedicated, but they will have to learn, as PM says, how to relate better in the emotional sense to the people. Don't just use statistics, use intellectual arguments, but make rational decisions and explain them and link emotionally with the people. So that some of us will have to learn. Well, I think in particular, as I said earlier, they will have to look out for people who fall between the cracks of rules and regulations. So I'm very much a part of PM's team. PM is in charge of these elections. He's in charge of the government. He's in charge of the policies and the programs. I'm part of the team. I'm solidly behind PM in this effort to build up the fourth generation leadership. We have achieved a lot, as a party, and in my view, it took a true leader to acknowledge the party's shortcomings, which PM did at his lunchtime rally on Tuesday. PM also promised to fix the problems. I believe he will. He's a very hard worker. He's sincere, so I think he'll fix the problems. Give him some time, and I think he'll fix them. But his crucial task now is to build up a solid fourth generation team and groom a new leader who can take over from him as Prime Minister later. I know the ministers, and the potential office holders. Several days now interacting with Chuan Jin and the others, so I know them. And I will readily place the future of my grandchildren in their hands. Okay, I'll take some questions.
Yes, you said 3 weeks ago, I think you said the ground was not sweet. In the past week, with the issues raised by the opposition camp and the reactions on the ground, were these within what the PAP have stated, or were there anything that threw the party off balance?
I would not actually want to go too much into these details because it's PM's battle. So tomorrow is a day for reflection. Let's come back to the main issues. If I answer all these questions and I begin to sidetrack, I wanted to focus on what I've said. These questions is best to ask the PM, maybe, and his team who are fighting the GE.
Do you think PM's apology, is gaining momentum in the last few days after PM's apology?
Again, I think I will not want to get involved in this. Because the more I sit, the more I get distracted I distract people from this. So maybe I think that should be the end of the session. Okay, thank you. No, ask those questions of PM and so on and others. But I want to present a picture that this is a very important election. I trust the voters, I trust Gen Y, I trust PAP. And you decide on the basis of what I say. A contribution. This is not the only factors or issues which people got to consider. But from my point of view, I think this gives you a framework to reflect. You have one whole day to reflect. So I think also reflect on my points, please.
What sort of mandate then would you see, would you want voters to give you in Marine to AGRC? Are you expecting to get maybe like 72%?
No, I would use qualitative terms. I would expect, I hope, to get a strong mandate. No. Numerically, I would not know. I mean, qualitative terms is a strong mandate.
Can you just elaborate on your Gen Y? You said that you like to think and you like to be told.
Yeah.
So how would the government handle such?
Yeah. Well, no, I met them. That's what they told me. They say we are Gen Y. We are rebellious. They use the term which I did not use. Say we are rebellious by nature, and they want space to do their own things. So how do we handle? Again, I'm signaling to PM that this is a very important generation. You better learn how to handle them. I belong to the baby boomer. So I would not want to answer the question. I have my own views, but I think this is something which the government has to learn how to handle that generation. We tend to, as I said just now, and admit it, we tend to talk down to the young people, like we do as fathers, telling our own son and daughter what to do.
So this is an issue that which the government must think for.
We must think further. Correct. It's an issue which got to think further. How to engage the young, engage, get them to be part of us, not talk down to. All right. Okay, thank you.